film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film is usually a
pain in the ass.
Mild understatement.
Yeah, but a lot of cool aspects to it, though.
Yes.
That's why we do it.
Well, tonight we have with us guest filmmaker Joshua Gray. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming.
I do what I can. You know?
Thanks for being here. A little bit late, but that's cool. You knew I was going to say something.
That's what we're doing, Chris?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
You know he's a working man, right? I bet you got a job, right?
Yeah, it's the hesitation from you that got me. You was like, all right, Chris, cool. First time meeting me, got you.
I know, shots fired. So I'm going to ask you the question that Chris Mackey normally asks. Mr. Gray, What is your suck?
Well, one of them is, if you ask me, is scheduling for short films. That's the main thing I just can't stand. Like, honestly, if it's not that, it is seeing, I'd say it's seeing Hollywood take like great either novels, comics, or any kind of game that was made for the fans and they ruin it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah.
So like what 30 years probably?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can make an argument that Hollywood wrecks everything they get their hands on.
Yeah. Since
the beginning.
That's true.
But, I mean, not everything. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, but I don't know. Yeah. So what do you mean by scheduling?
Scheduling as in when it comes to new cast members, old cast members, because everybody has their own life. So It's hard to get around that when it comes to short film. So, I mean, because the truth is not everybody's available.
No.
More than you want them to be.
No.
So you got to actually compensate that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, too. Even on a feature, trying to get, even paying people.
Yeah.
It's hard to get scheduled and for everybody to collaborate and come and be available on those certain dates.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. We all have regular jobs and families and other things we have to accommodate, which sometimes gets in the way of our passion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you too well, to be honest with you.
Again, I get that a lot.
But the cool thing is, having a podcast like this, we get to meet other artists, other filmmakers. Mm-hmm. So I just want to learn about you, man. So what got you into filmmaking?
I always wanted to write. So I studied to be an illustrator. So for a long time. And it didn't pan out because I had to take care of some things at home. One night, I was watching one of my favorite shows, and it was called Teen Wolf, and not the Michael J. Fox version. So it was like the actual, MTV brought it back to life, like on TV a while back, at least 8 years ago.
Oh, so the new show.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the original movie?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
What'd you think?
I liked 1. Number 2,
Yeah, 1 was okay, and I say just okay, but 2 was bad.
I couldn't do 2. Like, they just tried to just like chime in on the first one. I was like, all right, let's just not do it. Let's not do it.
All right, so you're watching this series.
Oh, well, one night I'm watching this series, and I'm seeing, like, the people that made the story. I'm just like, wait, they actually I did that. I wrote that. Wait a minute, I wrote this. And you notice all these things that they showed in the show, I wrote when I was a kid. Like crazy werewolf theories, like crazy plot points.
No kidding, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, like it was wild because not many people like werewolf like movies or shows, and it's crazy. So I was like, wait, they actually used the ideas that I wrote years ago, like as a fan of werewolves, because I love mythology. I've been studying mythology ever since, I don't know, 13. So
how old are you?
I just turned 31 2 months ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I don't know about that one. I mean, like, I do what I can.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. But
anyway.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I saw this show, and I'm just like, oh, they actually pitched this, and people like the werewolf theories that they put in the show. And I was like, wait a minute, if you can do this, why can't I?
Perfect.
And then just took yourself from there.
So is that how you came up with the PACK?
Yeah. Yeah, the PACK, I made the PACK way before I saw the series. I made the PACK when I was at least 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got like
Awesome.
tons of stories that I've always written for like comic books, but I never had a chance to like really put them with the comics. So I just like kept them on pause on the shelf.
So what is the PACK? Go ahead and unpack that.
I see what you did there. The PACK is a show. The name is just a name, but the PACK is more about family, not just people related to you by blood, who you meet along the way. You know, different stories for different folks, and at one point they all converge. It's basically every story that someone couldn't tell on their own. You know, like everybody has that moment in their life to where either something that's happened to them that they couldn't fix, or something that didn't give them the courage to be like, you know what, I don't like this. It's for those that can't talk.
All right.
You know.
And how many episodes you got of that?
Ooh, man. Since the reboot, I'm currently on 12.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're rewriting the whole thing. So I've just been in pre-production the entire time.
So these are on like half-hour episodes, something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
And it's basically werewolf-based, right?
for the most part. For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
What about the other part?
It's a lot of supernatural shit. Remember Angel? The show
Yeah.
back then called
Yeah.
Angel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the PACK is a mixture of my favorite shows as a kid. Angel, Hellboy, the movies and the comics, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Teen Wolf, and my favorite animes and mangas. All
Okay.
just put into one. So
All right. And can we see the PACK?
you would see what we last put out on my YouTube is the PACK Underground.
Okay. The PACK Underground. All right, people, check that out. I'll be checking it out.
I appreciate it. Like we've I think the last thing we put out was a teaser. I want to say 2 years ago. So we've been working nonstop ever since.
So you're still shooting those.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me the process of you shooting those. I mean, you have to write them, like
Yeah.
you're a writer, and then you have to come up with the locations and the actors, and then you have to have a crew to shoot
True,
it.
true.
So tell us. I'm curious about your process and how you go through just one episode.
Well, of course, write it. You know. Secondly, make storyboards. I love drawing. So then I make sure I mainly meet my cast like through life. Like it's not like really, oh, I found this actor online, I'm gonna hit him up. Mm-hmm. That's really rare. Like it's mainly people I already know along the way. Like, you know, and that's mainly how these people get their roles. And these people, some of them don't act until they want to try what we're doing. And then we have, of course, St. Louis actors and actresses, and that's pretty much about it. Then more prep time when it comes to depending on what prop I make, or depending on how long a shipment comes in to use that prop that I couldn't make that day. So, then we just film.
So do you have a budget for each episode, or you just how's that work for you? You don't have to tell us your budget or anything, but obviously you got to feed people sometimes or
Right.
whatever. So do you have that in mind? Every episode you got X amount of dollars you can afford to spend, or you just do you write within your budget, or do
Yeah.
you? Okay.
I mainly write within my budget.
Okay.
Like, depending on what happens, yeah, I write within my budget. And if not, it's the thing about indie films is like, okay, guys, I can't pay this day. Can y'all bring your own like snacks and whatnot, because we gotta film this and I can't do it because I gotta pay gas for you guys. Like that's basically what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing I'm discovering now, because I've been doing this for a long time. Brock's been doing it a long time too. You know, so I got my start in 1999. So yeah, I've been doing it for a minute. Everybody starts out essentially doing this stuff for free.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of controversy right now, certainly online, people saying, well, if you're not getting paid, it's not real. And look, man, I get it. And people say, well, if you're not paying everyone, then you shouldn't be making the film. And that's all kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's like, I don't know if you've ever done theater,
No.
but black box theater, little bitty ass theater, not much bigger than space we have here, that's pretty much all volunteer. It's the same thing.
I mean, most of my cast is volunteer.
Yeah.
Because they know what I'm doing. Like,
Sure.
because I have like 2 group chats, and me and I'm not really a technical person. Like when it comes to technology, I'm just not. But I have these 2 main group chats that's involving the PAX cast and my other cast for Spider-Man the Verse. So they constantly see updates on what I'm doing. Like, so they know, hey, all the money that I'm putting into this goes into this, that, and the list goes on.
And you're getting shit done.
Yeah. Because I hate the fact to where we've all seen this, to where we've either been a part of a project or we've heard about a project, to where actors or actresses would join it and then they do all the filming and then next thing you know, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that until like 3 years ago, and I was like, wait, what? People do that?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Lots
How?
of times. Lots of times.
I think the main thing that I hate, if you ask me, is the fact to where if an indie filmmaker has the budget, the cast, the crew, the gear, and they don't produce it. That's like my biggest, like, really, dude, you had everything. What happened?
Oh, and you're talking about it falls apart for some reason?
Yeah. And it's sad. Don't get me wrong. We all struggle when it comes to making films. We're indie filmmakers.
Yeah.
Like, but
That's the suck part, man. It's
It
hard.
is.
It's hard as hell, man.
the problem is you got to think about this. Besides it sucking, of course, it's the it's the fact of you have people that volunteered to help you.
Yes.
But they didn't have to be a part of what you believe in, and they themselves believed in it enough to be a part of it.
Yeah, Red Night of Skies is only our second. It's only our second. Actually, it's our first feature. Was able to pretty much pay everybody.
Yeah.
When we were shooting Cruiser, we paid everybody, and that was a trailer for investor trailer.
That was
So-
the boxing film we were going to make. It was an investor teaser. It was like $15,000 for like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
yeah, it's something else. But you know what? It paid for itself.
Yeah.
Well, almost did until COVID hit, but I didn't want to get into that. But you're doing it exactly how most independent filmmakers do. Is man, you got to have people who believe in you. Mm-hmm. You get the shit done. They keep believing in you.
Yeah, I do what
and
I can.
Now you got a clubhouse.
True.
So
I like that phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Brock's piggybacking off something I've said.
Yeah.
I used to call it the clubhouse principle. You know, when you're kids, everyone talks about the clubhouse they want to build. Oh, well, I'll bring the nails, I'll bring the wood, I'll bring this, I'll bring that. You know, we're going to build a moat, we're going to build a lookout tower and all this shit. And everyone says that. And then the next day, I'd be the only guy there with a bucket full of nails and a hammer. Like, where's everybody else?
Yeah. Yeah. That's something else that I've noticed that people, I wouldn't say love, but people that I've come across while doing this, they claim they want to be a part of the clubhouse.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you set everything up, it's like, okay, we got everything set up. About that, I just made the clubhouse. I just finished doing it. Like,
Yeah.
like it's pretty crazy.
Most people don't realize, and I get it. Most people just want to be part of something cool.
Yeah.
Which is movie making. And then they get to the set and realize it is cool to be on set, but man, you got to bust your ass too.
Yeah.
You got shit to do.
Yeah.
It's not all fun and games, and there's some downtime here and downtime there, and then it's go. And some people aren't built for that, and I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's cool to be on set for like the first hour, but not like hour 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it goes. Remember the Peace Corps? The motto, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be the toughest job you'll ever love. And that's what I call independent film. That's why we say
True.
indie film sucks, because most of the time it's just bullshit, hard-ass work. But if you got a true passion for it, then no matter what, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So many people get into this and they're not finishers. They don't have that killer instinct that you need to just push through the shit and get shit done.
I would say just a will to do it. Like to like play it out. Like
Yes, there's no stick-to-itiveness to them.
yeah, unfortunately. Like, and don't get me wrong, we've all had, I feel like we as a creator, we've all had those moments to where it's like, okay, what the hell? Give me a fucking break. Like, I'm just trying to get this out the way. And
Oh, yeah.
It hits you at a certain point, depending on how, no matter how long you've been doing this, it hits you at a certain point, like, that extra, like, all right, let's get back to it. And it's just, it hits everybody at a different time frame.
Yeah.
Like, it's hit me at a different time frame. Like,
Yeah.
So,
It's like, why am I doing this shit?
yeah. And you know why you're doing it?
Yeah.
It's the fact of, it shouldn't be this difficult to do it.
No.
But it is.
I had that conversation with an actor. So we made a World War II feature film.
Oh, nice.
It's our second feature. It's called Rhineland. And we had this big warming tent set up. There's a real World War II tent. All the actors are in it. And we have like a heater going because it's cold as hell outside. We have all these tanks and trucks and all this extras and all this shit going on outside.
You say tank?
Oh, yeah, we have tanks.
Tanks, half-tracks, trucks.
And, okay, I want to hear this story. All right.
So I go inside the tent where all the actors are keeping warm, and I said, okay, get off your lazy asses, get out there and get to work. And I'm joking.
Yeah.
And this one actor says, lazy, I've been here for 4 hours waiting. And I said, dude, I've been here for 3 days working. Get your ass outside. And that's the difference.
Chris, can I be real with you for a second?
Yeah.
The moment I see a fucking tank outside and we're in a tent getting ready to film, I'm not saying shit. If someone asks me, hey, we're going to be on set doing this, okay, cool, and you come on set, you see the actual fucking tank, I'm going to just sit down. All right? Like, I'm going to just wait to see what happens. Because, again, if you're not getting paid for this, that's one of the downsides of, like, indie films. You got to wait for certain things to play out.
Yep.
So, I mean, so for the guy to say that, the reason why I think he said that is because, of course, he's feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah.
That's why that, came out.
They don't know. And I started off being an actor a long time ago. But on every set I've ever been on, big or small, I've always just kind of soaked in what's really fucking happening. And I've seen actors do the same shit Chris just said. On big sets even, people are getting paid a bunch of money. And they still sitting around like, man, what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing? I've been here all damn day.
Yeah.
I got here. I woke up at 4 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to get my hair cut again. But they don't understand the process of making it, which I get it. I wish more actors would step back and take a look at what's really going on around them. Because it's not all about them until the director says action and the camera's on them.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, we can all wish that about actors or actresses. The thing is, you got to think about it as in when you mention perspectives.
Yeah.
That lets you know who you should work with and who you shouldn't.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. You can try to convince someone, hey, I'm doing this, I'm making this, I'm playing for this, we're doing this location, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, if they got a problem with it or if they're not being truly on board, then that's on them.
Yep.
So you can only do so much to convince someone that you want them a part of it. For you to even think about them being a part of it, that says, okay, I see promising and potential that I would love to have you on set to play this certain thing. Because in your mind, you see them as like, oh, this is a person that's like right up here that I want to see play this specific role. But for them, they don't really see that concept of, oh, that's why they hit me up.
Yeah, going back to your scheduling suck. That is tough for a filmmaker, and I know you've dealt with it. Okay, I got this scene. I know I can shoot in X amount of time. I need actors here, but then some bullshit happens.
Yeah,
and you feel like shit when you can't get stuff done on time. I mean, we've learned to move pretty quick the last couple films we've done, but still, there's moments that still take a lot longer than we thought it'd take. Getting the camera set up, another actor's late. Crew may be missing that day. I don't know. But there's all kinds of reasons. But I do feel bad when you have actors sitting around not being able to do nothing because their time is worth something to me too.
That happened.
But it does. But they should know that you show up on a set, you're there all damn day.
Yep.
No matter what. That's what it's for.
Well, there's a phenomenon I call set time. And I'll throw this at you. You tell me your thoughts.
Okay.
So set time, if you're on the cast, shit is just taking forever and you're just sitting there and time is just dragging and it is boring and these people don't know what they're doing and they don't have their shit together. That's if you're on the cast side.
Yeah.
Set time, if you're on the crew side, bam, it goes like this. It's like, shit, I've already been here for 6 hours. It feels like 10 minutes.
I had one shot off.
And we're running behind. We're way behind. Yeah. We're like 7 hours behind. Only been here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So
that was a lot.
Yeah. You get that. If you're directing, you never have enough time.
I get that too well.
Yeah.
I get that too well. Like, let me see. Like, when it comes to me, I know that I like the phrase where I'm the first one on set and the last one to leave.
Yep.
Because you know for a fact that's what you do. Like, that's you got to make sure you get everything you need out the way.
Yep.
Now, I hate the fact that when I'm prepping, I prep maybe weeks, if not months in advance, depending on the scene. And then once I get in the location, it's taking longer than I thought. Okay, I only got like 5 hours with these people. Okay, I got an idea. And we just shuffle around and get things done.
Yep.
Yeah, so if we don't get it done that day, and if we're lucky enough, we get it done like next week. If not, after that, next week. And it's like, all right, this the waiting game.
Well, tell me about, I love hearing about that you understand because you've been in it.
Yeah.
You've been in the trenches, man. And I can't wait to see some of your stuff. Speaking of stuff.
Me too.
Talk to us about the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man the Verse, it just happened, honestly. Like, I really mean that. Like it just randomly happened one night. So I'm with an old friend of mine, and we were like getting ready to go film on a certain location for the pack, and it was like a very gory, bloody scene we got to get like prepped for, and he was wearing this like certain like Nintendo hoodie, right? And I was like, dude, you look like a low-key version of Spider-Man, like before he gets his suit. He's like, I do. I'm like, yeah, man. And he just like started doing poses. He was like, hey, I got a question. Can we film like a Spider-Man short film like after the pack thing today? And me,
Today?
I'm like that day.
Wow.
He was like, I'm a one-track pony. So I'm just like, as long as we film for the pack, we good. All right, cool. We filmed maybe, I don't know, 2 hours of just me bleeding out the mouth, transforming and stuff. And then we just went outside and I just picked the rooftop. And we just filmed for like, I don't know, 45 minutes. And then first episode of the pack, the verse came out. So that was pretty much it. And it just went from there.
How many episodes in that are you?
Currently on YouTube, 9. Yeah, 9 episodes.
Oh, you're cranking them out.
Yeah.
Which one's getting better views?
It's the verse, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Because again, we put the pack on hiatus. So what I would do is, I made the verse series for my friend. So everybody goes through hard times, you know. And if you're lucky enough to make you and your friend be heroes and like bring it to life, why not? It's for your friend that you consider family. So that just happened just like that, honestly. The pack, I've been working on the pack behind the scenes while working on the verse. And every other story I've been writing about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to the pack, you said it's rebooted.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did the pack 2015. Yeah, 2015. And then anything that you can think about happened. And I really mean that. Like any kind of like indie problem happened. And I was like, okay, that's not weird. Like, cool. This is a random thing that just popped up on a weekly, if not monthly basis. Got you.
Do you have some examples?
All right, man, I got so many. All right, let me see. The external drive that had everything crashed. After 3 years of working on it. Nothing. 3 years worth of footage
Let me guess.
crashed.
It was not backed up.
No. No. After so much trial and error, I was like, okay, cool. So fuck my life. Got you.
Wow. That sounds very similar to something we had in a movie.
That's actually happened in real life
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about that.
That sucks, man.
You can tell I'm so happy about that right now. I'm
Oh,
ecstatic.
god damn. 3 years.
Dude, 3 years of footage, and I mean like footage of like me just wearing a tank top and just a tank top and jogging pants in the cold with snow for certain scenes. Like no shoes, no socks, just bare, just in the snow, freezing. Footage gone.
Did you try Disc Warrior to get it back?
Man, I tried everything I could.
Because that Disc Warrior shit don't work.
I tried.
I'm here to tell you.
I tried everything, and I had a person. I forgot his name. It was so long ago. He tried to recover because he's into like data software.
Yeah.
And he made it worse. Made it worse. Yeah. I just looked at him like, just bring it back to me. Just bring back the drive. I appreciate you trying to help me. That's okay. You can just tell like a life drain from my face.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
it's heart wrenching, man.
yeah.
I've been there, man.
I took time. Like after that, I just stopped. Like, as in I didn't write for maybe, I don't know, like 6 months after that. I was just like so in such a pit to where I just couldn't like get out of it. Of like all that hard work.
Yeah.
All the story. And I was like, I'm gonna just wait. And then the verse thing happened and I was like, you know what? Okay. Yeah, I can get back to the pack anyway. And just slowly just started writing more.
Did anything good come out of the losing that? Did you learn
Yeah.
something?
The best thing that came out of it was just rewriting again.
Okay.
Like I remember all the scenes in my head. So it's just making it even better than before.
Good.
And I'm older now. So when I see these certain scenes play out compared to my younger self, it's like, I did something right now. I did this. Okay, cool. I'm settled with this. I'm cool with this. And I just like kind of get like, I would get like internally like excited, like just don't panic. Just enjoy this craziness you just made. Just sit back and relax. 'Cause I'm so hyped by how it turned out. You know?
Good. That's good.
Because you act too, right?
Yeah, it just happened. Like this wasn't a like determined decision. Like me personally, I just wanted to just write the script and direct it when it came to like the pack, right? And then one of my friends, his name is Trey Morrison, and he's a singer out here in St. Louis. And he was like, dude, why don't you just play the role? Because you wrote the character. It's your character. And with my mindset back then, I was like, I can't do that, can I? I don't like it, though. It's weird me exposing myself like this. So it just happened, honestly. Like, just by chance.
And it worked out.
Yeah, it did. It did. So, because I realized nobody can play me but me. Like, you get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, who can play a better version than me? So that's not to sound cocky or have an ego. It's just when you're writing about yourself, you can play that more than anybody else.
No, I've said on this podcast a number of times, you have to believe in yourself because nobody else is. So if you have that mentality of believing in yourself, you can do it. That takes you a long, long way, I think.
I agree.
As for me, and yeah, I just think if you don't have it, man, people see it.
Yeah.
People see it on that camera, man. If you don't have that confidence.
No, that's the first step for doing anything involving the creative arts. Is you got to believe that you can do it. Because if you don't, you're never going to see it through.
True.
Yeah, it's not cocky to believe in yourself, man. I think more people need to believe in themselves and just go do what you want to do.
I just like being humble. Like I've seen so many people like while doing this now, and it's just like they're like, I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go over here.
You've had to deal with egos. You're kidding me.
So have you gone through quite a few casts, or
Yes. just yes, Chris.
is it because of reliability, or people thought they were,
Both.
their heads got too big?
Both.
I know that feeling.
Like it could be a multitude of reasons. Like how you mentioned, what did you go through? So many egos, so many people rescheduling that didn't make sense on how they reschedule. It will be some weird stories. I'm like, it makes no sense, right? I mean, I'm cool with you, whatever going on right now, but it makes no sense. And then you find out, I was right. That might not make sense. I'm gonna go over here and just keep writing. So
Yeah, I think the more that you keep working, you can weed out those egos,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have your own set. We hardly have any problem with egos on our sets because we know we've been working with the same, well, not the same core group of people.
we're gonna mount to the same circle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
you find your people after a while. I mean,
yeah.
the people who aren't really bought into it, they'll fall away pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Like I agree with you on that because it's surprising how much it's a phrase that I say on set. If it hasn't happened, it will. Like then I hate it, but it's true. So I've come across a multitude of people that was like, okay, I learned a lesson here.
Yeah.
Well, let me make this thing better. And that's why I'm glad with the people I have now. Lindsay Harmon, Sean Holt, Kyle A. Lee, Trey Morrison, let me see, DJ Lowe, Katie Bays, Laura Candace, David Schaefer, Brian Davidson, Brian Davidson, known as Logic Martial Arts.
Oh, Brian Davis.
Yeah, Brian. Thank you, Brian Davis. Sorry, sorry, Brian. Sorry, but who else? It's so many people.
it sounds like you got quite a crew, man.
Yeah, like that's only the main top people that's been there with me the longest. So, not to mention my homegirl Brittany Parker, known as Luna, in the series of the Pack, also known as Mary Jane in the Spider-Man series. It's just a lot of names I gotta try to remember.
Oh, you have to remember them all.
I like showing credit to the people that's actually like been on the ground with us doing what we're doing.
That's cool, man. But, you realize that's a testament to you.
Yeah.
Because if you wasn't the one getting stuff done, people would not keep showing up.
True.
I mean, that's baseline right there.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of crazy, actually.
But it's true. Once you show people that you really are passionate about what you're doing and you fucking finish it, I mean, people will gravitate to you, So it looks like it's happening for you.
Yeah, it just took a long time to get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never quick.
I know.
And it's never not painful.
No.
Yeah, it's hella painful. Hella painful. Yeah. But, I mean, my thing is, I've always been just really remote, when it comes to what I do. Like, if you see me or if I come across you and we just start talking for a second, then it's just that simple. And we make something together and then that's pretty much it. So, That's the way I see things.
At this point in my life, I just keep filmmaking. I mean, yeah, here we're running the podcast, but I keep it pretty low key, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when people find out about it, you know, what's the first thing you normally ask? Oh, you make movies? Is it porn? You ever heard that? I've heard that. I couldn't tell you how many times.
I get that all the time.
I want to say once. Yeah, at least once. I remember I put out a I never forget this. I remember I put out a casting call like on paper. Like I would like go around businesses and like just, hey, can you like separate pass these out or whatever? And I was like, yeah, love interest needed for like horror series, et cetera, et cetera. And I drew like the logo for it and whatnot. And I realized how bad that was.
Like he was out in Vegas passing out flyers for strippers.
Yeah. Because
I mean, I've heard that happens. I
didn't know how bad it was, dude, until like day 2. Because like one night I'm just like writing on something, right? It's like late at night because I don't hardly sleep. So one night I'm writing on something and I get a phone call. It's like, I don't know, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I'm just like, who's calling me this late at night? So only my like oldest friends would do that. So I'm like, this ain't a number that I recognize. So I'm like, hello? And I hear 2 girls laughing, like in the background, like, hey, are you doing like a love interest? I'm just like, well, I just sound like porn right now. And I was like, yeah, we're doing the series for et cetera, on YouTube and whatnot. And I just heard nothing but giggling. I'm just like, yep, this is my night. Cool. And then they just hung up, and I was like, that was the weirdest thing. And it kept happening, not with them, but with other people, like, days later. I'm like, I made a mistake.
So did you cast anybody from that?
A few, actually.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But it wasn't through that, like, flyer thing. It was, like, through, like, I don't know, Facebook and emails. So, yeah.
So you are hustling it.
As best as I can.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, we're still casting now. Like, even for this reboot that we're doing right now, we have the majority of the cast now. Now we just have to, we had a love interest, but she just had a kid now. So now she's like, take care of her newborn, so we can't put that on her. So, because she needs to actually rest and like take care of her child.
Yeah, being a good mom is
Yeah,
a pretty big deal.
Obviously, like what? No, but she's an old friend of mine. So I was like, yeah, listen, you're good. You're good. So now I got to find somebody else to play this role now for the PACK series, and it's one of the main roles for at least a good 2 seasons, roughly 3. So we're constantly casting for that role and other roles just in case.
So you have 2 separate series going on your YouTube channel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is it 2 separate YouTube channels?
No. Same YouTube channel, separate shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this what you're planning on doing for the foreseeable future, or you got other plans you got going on?
Well, when it comes to the PACK, I do have other plans. But first, when it comes to the PACK, I'm trying to get ready to pitch it to a network.
Okay.
Yeah, because all this work is going into it. Like, I want everybody that's been a part of the cast to benefit from it, so they can get other opportunities for themselves.
Sure.
So besides just believing in me, I want to see them like prosper and like grow into whatever they want to do.
That's how it works, man. Take care of people.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. If somebody's coming on set with you to work for free, and they're actually giving you their all, you got to pay them back in some kind of way. So that's the main reason why I do this.
Sure.
So besides that, I have other stories I want to make. At least 5 more stories that I've written about other things.
Series based or like film?
Mainly film based. Mainly like featured film based. So yeah.
Have you made a feature film at this point?
I wish. So that'd be
Well,
nice.
careful what you wish for, man.
I'm just I got a few ideas, man. This is one script I've been waiting to do for a while now. Ever since I was 14.
What's that you've been wanting to do since you were 14?
Oh man, one of the main things is making an angel film. You ever seen a movie called The Prophecy? It came on late in the 90s.
I bet I have.
I don't know if I have or not.
It's an old movie, but it's pretty good. It's werewolf, angel. They're the main 2 things I like the most out of everything else. I wanted to make an angel movie in my own kind of light, to where it's like not just about blessings or whatnot. I mean like an actual like struggle, like seeing angels fighting against whatever kind of forces that threaten anything. So, and you see like what these angels really look like, and it's like, oh, you're not all beautified and whatnot. You look like a scary thing. Okay, got you. Because when you look it up on how angels supposedly look, pretty terrifying.
All right, so you just have to write it and make it now.
I already wrote half of it already.
Oh great.
Yeah, so I've written half of everything that I've been doing so far. Besides the PACK, besides the verse, I've written down 3 out of the 5. So,
Well, it sounds like you're on the move, man.
whatever free time I got, I just
What's that? Free time, right?
yeah, whatever free time I do have, I just like I got an idea and I just jot it down for like set thing.
Okay.
That's pretty much about it.
So did you end up working on Not Dark at the Top of the Stairs from Hell Beyond? Did you have a role in that?
Yeah.
What'd you do with that?
I was just mainly on set for behind the scenes, like helping with lighting, placements of the green screens, and just normal stuff like that. Yeah.
So you're a filmmaker helping another filmmaker. You helped Wyatt Weed.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
I looked up to Wyatt Reed before I knew who he was, like, cause he helped part of a movie that I saw when I was a kid, and I mean I was young when I saw this. It was called Guardian of the Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a kid, like at this time frame, I'm a kid that only had like channels like 1 through like 20. So they just showed it one time on TV, and I was like, what the heck is this? And I'm just like so invested.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and it never came on again. And I just pined for it ever since I was a kid. And then I see one day, maybe 2 years ago, I was watching like a Batman short film on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I love Batman short films, besides every other like superhero or vigilante short
Like
film.
a fan film?
Yeah. And I'm watching it, and I was like, I get this weird feeling about this dude. I didn't know who he was. I'm like, this dude, I don't know who this dude is, but something about it. And I go through more of his videos, and I see like this kind of like teaser thing for like Guardian of the Realm. I'm like, wait, why does it look so familiar? And I forgot all about the movie's name. Like I forgot the whole name of the movie, and I'm watching it, and I'm seeing the teaser. I'm like, what? Is this the movie I saw when I was a kid? I'm like, oh, he must have shared it. That's why I'm watching this. Kind of find out, oh, he was a part of this. And I looked this guy up, and I'm just like, wait, he lives in St. Louis. Let me look this man up real quick. I hit him up. I was like, I love your film. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And he's like, oh, I always wanted to see that movie again. I couldn't find it nowhere. It's it's okay. I'll send it to you right now. I'm sorry, what? He was like, yeah, I'll mail it to you.
Sounds like Wyatt.
Okay. Like my mind just kind of had to like catch up to like what just happened. Like, cool, I could do that. And he sent me the maybe a few days later, he sent me my own copy of the movie. Man, the moment to where you get brought back to being a kid,
Yeah.
is wild to me. Like,
Oh yeah. It's rare.
Yeah, it is. It is. First thing I did was just watch it. Like nothing else mattered. Not scheduling, filming. I'm just like, wait, Joshua, we got to film in a few hours, Joshua. We got it. We got time. Just watching the film. Like, just, man, I never forget that. And then I met him.
That's a good story, man.
Yeah. Like, me and my hero like that is crazy. Like, just.
Boy, speaking of egos, you're going to give Wyatt one hell of an ego right there.
Man, Wyatt's already got big enough ego.
He does. Well, he's got a great hair to hold that in.
I know.
It got worse. It got worse.
Oh,
I can explain it.
do tell.
I blame Laura Candace. One night, Laura Candace was like, "Hey, Joshua, we're doing like a director's something called a meet and greet, or something like that." And it was in St. Louis, and I was like, "Okay, I would leave like if you come." Oh, okay, fine. I go down with my friend Jamel Wassinger, and when we get there, we're just sitting at the table. Like we got there late. I know.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I know, Chris. So your face says it all. Your silence is deafening. So come on. So,
Hey, man.
we get to the location, and a few minutes late, we get to the location because we didn't know where we were, because like we don't really go out in St. Louis that much. So we get there, and a person just walks up past me, and I didn't mean to do it. I swear I didn't mean to do it. And if Wild remembers this, I'm sorry, but when he walked past me, I was like, dude. I was like, dude. He was like, you all right? You Wyatt Weed. And my face was like, not my face at that time. I'm just. And he was like, yeah, nice to meet you. You Wyatt Weed though. Like, and my friend Laura's like, oh, Josh, et cetera, et cetera. And he was like, is he okay? Like, Wyatt's like, is he okay? I'm like, my bad. This is just looking really bad on my part. And Laura is just laughing so hard because she knows I'm a fan of this person. And not to mention, besides Guardian of the Realm, he was a part of
Shadowland?
besides that, it was a great movie that I saw when I was a kid. Also, The Guyver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, The Guyver 1 and 2, and I was like, and bear in mind when I watched those movies explained to me what a hero was. In my perspective, because like I would do things without knowing why I do it, and then when I watched those movies of The Guyver, I was like, that's what I be doing. Mine is fighting aliens and whatnot. But like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. Like, so seeing him at that moment in time, like, you white weed. Yeah, are you okay? You white weed though. Laura's just laughing her ass off, and she was like, "Is Josh fangirling?" No, I'm not.
No, you were.
I know.
Man.
It's so sad for my ass.
Boy, we can't let Wyatt listen to this or see
Yeah,
this
it was
episode.
bad. It was bad.
Man,
It was funny.
I only hope I could have a similar effect on somebody at some point. I doubt it.
I mean, I'm a shut in, so I rarely like got out, so I just like would watch movies.
Sure.
So seeing somebody, you know how most people get like starstruck by like known, like crazy known actors or actresses or whatever. I'm the opposite. Like, as in, I like somebody that does something that's for the fan base. Like, that's who I look up to when it comes to that kind of thing, you know? So seeing that person so close to my childhood, it was crazy to me.
So what do you think about Dark at the Top of the Stairs?
Oh, yeah, I loved it. Like, the main part that got me was, it was in the film. It was part of the film to where you saw his character getting ready to leave. And he's like, okay, I got my keys right here, got my jacket. I'm gonna get my jacket. I was like, bro, what? No, get your keys. What are you doing? Get your keys. Like, and he just like goes back to the keys and they're gone. I'm like, yep, you're dying. It's over with. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And those moments would get me in that film. And then there's other moments where he should have been left. Like, he just clearly should have been left. And he was like, I'm just gonna run upstairs and just hide.
Well, then it wouldn't be a haunted house movie.
True. But I mean, my thing is, when it comes to the pack though, like we break those cliches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like you've seen all the cliches. Like we've seen all the horror film cliches. Like you trip over air, or you like, hey, let's split up. Okay, let's do those tropes. Got you. In the pack, no, just no, because I feel like everybody's already seen it played out so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you the worst horror film trope I can think of. If you know someone's ever in the bathroom and looking in the mirror and the mirror's open, as soon as they shut that mirror, there's going to be something in it every time.
I hate it.
Never do that.
I hate it so much. Or you got that one person just like, of course we know panic sets in when something happens they can't explain, right?
Sure.
But it's that one person, after everything's settled, it's like, okay, we're bunkered down in this situation and blah, blah, blah. We got to be quiet. And the one person that's constantly freaking out, I'm just like, so you're not going to help her be quiet or him be quiet? That's not going to be a thing? If you just
Yeah, they're the ones who are freaking out because they're going to die, but they can't stay quiet enough. Which brings the killer to come get them.
Exactly. Like, grab him.
I just got to kill this motherfucker myself.
Like, man, I'm not knocking it. Depending on what it is, I'm not knocking it. Like, but you could just easily I don't know, hey, and just grab them and just, that's all you got to do. And you hear little whimpers, but hey, you tell them, calm down. But they never do that. They never do it.
That's poor filmmaking, man. That's what that is.
That's plot armor.
That is plot armor.
That's plot armor to the highest degree. Like, come on. I can't. That's why I couldn't. When I decided to make the pack, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a horror series, but we're not doing those. Like I actually want to have reasons why people die, and it makes sense if they do die. It's like, okay, they died because of this. Got you. They prevented everything else, but this part he messed up on.
Oh, great! I'm excited to check it out, man.
Hey, me too.
Like I said, this is a good platform to meet new people in, and man, I'm glad you showed up.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And
eventually you got here.
Come on, man.
No, man, for real. I'm glad you showed up. I got to learn about you, and hopefully everybody else gets to learn about you and checks out your stuff. And I'm happy to have other filmmakers in here because we learn things from everybody, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's connection. I just like to connect with people doing the same thing. We got the same type of path. We know we all have these fucking roadblocks we're trying to break down, and if we ever figure shit out, we're gonna share it with everybody, you know. And we hope others reciprocate the same thing. But we got a tight group here in St. Louis. I think getting tighter now.
Yeah. I've been noticing that. To where, there's a little pool of like creators in St. Louis. You know. So,
Yeah, and it does. You know, back then, I don't know. It just seems like years ago we had little groups, separate groups, and you want to do better in that group, and you know everybody wants to do good. And we want to make a better movie than so everybody. You know, we want to make the best movie we can do.
Right.
But it doesn't mean we don't want you to do good.
Yeah.
We don't want we want everybody to be able to do good.
Well, it seems like the path used to be someone would have a little bit of success and immediately leave.
Yeah.
It's like they've done okay. Okay, now I'm going to split. I'm off to Hollywood. And now it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. Because I mean, I've never had an interest in going to Hollywood. I really haven't.
Me neither.
You know, it's like I can do. Certainly in today's world, I can do whatever I want to do wherever I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to make movies close to home, or actually just anywhere but Hollywood.
I agree with you because again, you've seen how Hollywood treats creators. Like what I mean by actual independent creators that made a good platform for themselves. You see what Hollywood does to them. Either it builds them up, or 9 times out of 10, it destroys them, and they work.
Yeah.
So like no. My friend Sean Holt asked me that actually. He was like, hey, quick question. This is a random thing. He was like, if Hollywood offered to like pay for your script of the pack, and they say you gotta get rid of everybody else, and they would like launch a series, what would you do? And to be honest, I know how crazy this sounds. Most likely how it sounds. But to be honest, it was like, no, I'm not doing that. He was like, why? Because the people that showed up and worked for me for free, they deserve the opportunity more than anybody else. So why would I give it to Hollywood for them to butcher it? And then get somebody else they want for. Like, I couldn't do that.
What if they paid you enough to where you could say, hey, you know that hard work you put in? Here's a paycheck for you.
I'm going to look at the paycheck. But at the same time, I'm like, that seems nice. I'm good.
Okay.
Like, I can't because it's unfair.
I got you.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's the fact of we know what it's like creating something from the ground up. And you know for a fact what's going to happen once they get it. They're gonna gut it They're gonna gut it to a good degree, and then they're gonna remake it, and then do something else that's like the opposite of what you tried to make it to be. And then you gotta watch and be like, all this money went to this movie or series that now I'm not a part of no more, even though I made it, and they just ruined it and what it meant to me, what I made. I can't. It's not right.
I feel you.
Well, you can't put a price on some things you cannot put a price on.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's tempting, of course. Like we all get like, oh, I gotta pay how much if I do this? That seems nice, but I can't. Because you know you got to deal with the whole... There's going to be some piece... It's going to be a piece of shit if I see it. Like, I can't do it. Like, all the work for nothing? Come on. I'm not cool with that. That's just my opinion.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, indie film sucks. We'll never sell out.
True.
Of course, ain't nobody buying it either. But I tell you what we will do.
What are we going to do, Chris?
We will do what we always do.
Which
we will
is?
talk about the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of true independent filmmaking on the Indie Film Sucks podcast, brought to you by 88mm Productions, on all the social stuff, you know, wherever you can find that.
Go check out Joshua's work. Thanks, Joshua.
No, I appreciate it coming out.
Oh,
So.
thanks for being here.
No, dude, come on. I love this already.
All right.
Yeah.
Late, but that's cool. All right, see you next time.
All right, take care, everybody.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks